are coming back. I don't know what I did.
okay,
Why
I'm
did
back.
I
Shut
do
up.
this right before the game? Jesus Christ.
This
This
is-
I
is...
don't know. It's your
It's
fault.
where you started. It's where you started, bro.
I'm dead.
Fuck.
I know he's frustrated at tech, but it just
Can
sounds
we just
like
roll the intro again? We need a minute to collect ourselves.
Last time on Armored Hearts, we had Haze interrogated by a frenemy of the party, shall we say? How would you describe Bishop? Is Bishop a frenemy? Bishop Price?
No, fuck that guy.
An antagonist of the party interrogated Haze with some very odd questions. None of them seemed particularly incriminating. They all just seemed kind of weird. But you did find out at the end of that interrogation and then through official channels that you were being sent on a rescue mission to go get several of the engines. It is my fault. It is my fault, chat. I started an argument and then didn't give them time. We were dealing with tech
Because
during
every
the
GM
countdown.
have an antagonistic relationship with their players.
I didn't let people get the angst and the
Yes.
thirst out during the countdown because we were dealing with tech. It's okay. Usually I do that. It was my mistake. It's all right. We'll get our thirst during the game this time. You went out and found among those the mech Joan, right?
Jean.
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 Which was Jini's former mech. Really the pieces of her left, along with two others, Arrow and Bell. You came home after a week and a half long journey to a giant hole that is being repaired and plugged in the side of the Argo. A large portion of the Vanguard section, which you could only deduce and would shortly be told after, was from a attack from a Leviathan. And that is where we begin. What? Yes, Mandii.
I have questions because of course I do.
Sure.
Is this, I assume this is after we're back and we've returned the new engines and all of that?
We can
or
skip
are
to
we
the point that you
starting
wish. If
right
you
where we
would
left
like
off?
to, if you would like to engage the action before you dock, we could go there. But I was going to skip ahead to where you drop off the engines for repair and are back safe and sound. Your choice.
What do we know? Like, I don't know if you want to like blanket let us know how our people are, what the state of the Argo is.
Well, we
or-
found out it was part of the Vanguard that was destroyed.
Yes.
Right.
You don't know
Yes.
any of the nitty-gritty details about how many died, or if any of your loved ones or friends died, or which Leviathan it was. You haven't been told any of that information yet. The only
So
thing that you were...
we're just now back and we haven't found out that information yet.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you. That's
Yes.
what I needed for my brain.
Yes.
Somebody else go.
What is your initial reaction upon seeing this devastation?
I think shock, anger, definitely angry. Because it's like, of course, the first time we ever leave the station, something like this happens. Or the ship, rather.
I think a bit of heartbreak and worry.
So we dropped off the other, like the recovered engines. Are we still in ours or are we out?
You're out, or you can be out if that is what you wish.
Okay, yeah, I think at seeing it, like, sorry, boxes are gonna shift. Sorry, I don't know if that was loud.
Nope, it
things
was
are
good.
just falling around. I would, as soon as I was out of Prometheus, I would start running towards wherever it is that we our higher ups are.
You head over to Staff Sergeant Jones He greets you with a salute. Says, with a weak smile, "Oh, it's not as bad as it looks."
I can't imagine. It looks awful. What happened?
Leviathan attack. A few days after you left, there was no point in telling you to turn around. You wouldn't have gotten back anyway in time.
What
I mean,
happened
I
to the
would've-
others? Sorry, go ahead.
No, you got it.
What happened to the others?
Bravo Company and Gamma Company engaged. Lost 3 pilots across both squads to get rid of it.
Were there other casualties?
Mostly military, but combined military and civilian casualties, it looks like we're looking at somewhere over 10,000 lost.
You should have told us. We should have known. We would have turned back even if we couldn't be here in time to just to help put this back together.
And that, soldier, is exactly why we didn't tell you.
Are we all here for this?
What do you mean?
Like, are we all here listening to this information?
Oh, if you all want to be, you can be, yeah.
Did you run after me? After I just
I
yeeted myself out of Prometheus.
It's not a
Yeah.
private conversation. There's people around, like you're in like a command room for debriefing.
Yeah, I would probably arrive on like the back end of that, like scrambling out of Paladin because he's freaking giant and trying to run after Aylin.
Mhm.
I'm trying to find my notes on what my parents' positions are.
I've got it
don't
right
know
in
what they're-
front of me.
I was gonna say I want to.
Brigadier General and Colonel are their ranks. Father and mother, respectively.
Yeah, I've got to call my mom. I've got to call my sister. I have to make sure that everyone's okay.
Yeah, I'm like immediately asking about them. Of course, all I really have to say to this guy is my parents. They would know who I'm talking about.
None of your family were killed. Luckily.
You just see Haze just kind of slump. Her shoulders just slump, like relief. Immediately gets out of calm.
Just kind of the luck of the draw as far as that goes.
So many other people's families, though.
Have you held memorials yet?
No. I know that this is going to rub a lot of you the wrong way, but they wanted you to be back before any of that.
Of course they did. Well, we did not come back empty-handed.
I saw. Surprised that, honestly, they were in as good condition as you brought them back. It'll certainly take a while before they're ready to choose new pilots and be operational, but you've done the Argo a great service.
We did our jobs. Now, we should make a public, televised notice that we have returned. We should also be speaking to the people, since they will hold us in blame. At least for the next week.
And saying you want to position yourself as a fall person, Jini?
When have I not been the fall person? This is not the first time. It will
Right.
not be the last.
I think Hannah would be looking at you a bit, like, confused by that comment.
This is not exactly the type of sacrifice that we hold in high esteem around here.
course not. You want us to die?
Do you really say that?
Yes.
He'll,
And you
like-
did. You've got your what? Six soldiers, 6 sacrifices. And then you will get 6 more to fill the gaps that are missing. No, you will get 3 more, 9 more, because we brought back 3. And then the people will be happy. It is the same song and dance.
Perhaps we should continue this debrief at a later time.
Keep
Yes,
them.
sir. Haze will cut in.
Just remember that the longer you keep them angry, the longer they stay angry.
The only thing to be angry at right now is the beast that did this.
You tell that to the 10,000 people that just died.
We'll fight and we'll die if it'll keep even a few people alive on this ship. And I'll do it gladly myself, if you don't think it's worth it.
Oh, I do think it's worth it.
How about we discuss this tomorrow when you've had some time to sit with the news?
That
Thank you,
sounds
sir.
like a good idea. Thank you, sir.
Lot to process. Thank you.
Dismissed.
Let's go.
You all start to
Onward.
get messages from your families confirming that they're okay. It's still pretty chaotic. You can tell that the normal infrastructure that would be here working on the engines and the ones that you brought back, they're in a bit of disarray. Not as many engineers, not as many other soldiers around, a lot of solemn faces. People looking down, stride slower. It's been a heavy few days for them.
Are we still all together?
If you want to be.
Yeah, I'd turn to Jini and be like, Are you all right? I know this is a lot to come back to.
Unfortunately, this is the part of the routine that I wish wasn't so regular for me. Keep your chins up and smile. Or at least keep no face at all. The last thing we need is for them to know that you feel bad.
They've had you. How many times have they had you do this before?
My first deployment, I think I was 16. Not every mission comes back glorious. And we were successful. So please be.
Hard to,
Content with that.
it's just hard to be thinking about, I don't know, 3 engines, 10,000 people, if that's... I know it's not as simple as thinking about it as whether or not it's a fair trade or not. I just can't help but think about it.
Do you think it is a fair trade when it is one person, one engine?
I mean, engines are people to me.
They are people to me. So is it fair? It is always an engine that dies. It isn't always an engine that goes missing, and it's always an engine put back together again with duct tape and glue, and send them back out. Do you think they feel bad about that? Some, surely, not all. We're in a sticky situation. Our positions are very, very tumultuous. We are never the good guys or the bad guys. Not unless they want us to be. Now we are the bad guys for doing our jobs. We will be the good guys when we continue to do our jobs. The public opinion can sway. And we are the little fishies that get lost out at sea because the current is too strong. That is what you have signed up for. That is your life now. Until you retire or die. Sometimes both are the same.
Described as signed up for, but I get what you're saying.
Well, you all, unless any of you have anything else you want to discuss with each other, I assume you go your separate ways. Do you go home? Do you check on your families? Do you help with the recovery effort? What do each of you do? Esmeray?
I would definitely be going to check on my sister. But see if she's actually okay. I got a message from her, but
You did. It was literally just like a thumbs up button emoji.
oh god. Yeah, no. I would go check on her before helping where I can.
Hmm. Whoops. That's a mech. That's not your sister.
Giving it all away.
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers. Oh no.
The mech is
no.
the sister. Oh my god.
Ah!
You find her where you found her every time lately, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
She's not only got heads down an experiment, there are now papers sprawled across the desk with notes and stickies and data pads everywhere. And you can see that there are 2 empty coffee cups sitting on the table.
Okay. She's clearly distracted. Yeah, she's not paying attention to me.
Doesn't even
entering the
notice
room.
you come in.
All right. I would make my footsteps very known. Uh, and I would just come up behind her. I thought you told me you were going to take care of yourself.
Oh, I've been taking care of myself.
Really?
Isn't I got coffee for myself while you were gone.
And I told you that coffee is not a replacement for sleep.
I slept
Mm-hmm.
yesterday or the day before. She smiles.
Right. Okay. Well, do you try to get more than every couple of days? Please?
I've been getting around to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You obviously heard and saw the giant hole in the side of the ship.
Yes, I did.
Well, how'd the mission go?
Successful. We recovered all 3.
What condition were they in?
Not as desirable as I'm sure the higher-ups would like. but I think they're salvageable at least.
She looks around and sees a few other researchers. Says, I want to go for a walk. Do you want to go for a walk?
Oh, we can go for a walk.
She gets up and she puts her arm around your shoulders and gives you a little bit of a genuine smile. The others have seemed like smile before, and when you visited her, it was like smiling for your sake, and she actually seems genuinely happy to see you.
Good. That's better.
Can you talk to me a little bit about what they put you through in the Vanguard as
You mean training or selection?
just training, procedures, security, safeguards, that type of thing? I'm kind of run into some things I have some questions about.
What would some of like would it just be like a regiment type stuff? Is there anything specific that would be notable?
Your training is very similar to military training on Earth
Okay.
here in our reality, but a little bit more intense. And obviously you have to learn how to pilot engines too, so there's that element. If ever you've read or seen Ender's Game, something not dissimilar.
Yes. Okay. Well, there's obviously a lot of physical training, workout regimens, simulations to see how we do as a pilot, see if we're even capable of operating such creations and such. Definitely interesting hours, up early, up till late in the evenings. Not much time for anything else, really.
What about things like torture and interrogation resistance, psychotropics, chemical compounds, anything like that?
Would there have been, Frank?
Not that you know of.
Okay. Not that I'm aware of. Where's this coming from?
Just something I'm working on.
What are you working on, little sister?
Looks around. I can't say.
All right. Well, is this going to be something that I need to help clean up?
No, I don't think so. When you were
Okay.
out there this past time, you're basically given carte blanche in space in your engine by yourself. Why didn't you just keep going?
What kind of question is that?
I would think about it if it was me.
Well, I have a little too much to come back to, I think. You really think I would leave you?
What if I wasn't here? Sorry, I didn't mean that in the, oh no, I'm going to take my life away. I just,
We're
in
not even
the,
considering that.
What if that hole had been on the other side of the shipway?
Mm,
Would you leave then?
no, I don't think I would.
Huh. Hmm. This place really does a number on you, doesn't it?
Hmm. I'm sure some look at it that way. But it's all we know, really. So, make the best out of it.
Generations that will never swim in a river, see a sunrise, feel the wind through their hair.
Maybe someday, but certainly not for our generation.
One more question for you, Ed. Do you ever get an order that you didn't want to follow?
I haven't had one yet. Though, I'm sure one will pop up eventually.
What'll you do?
I think that will depend on what is asked.
Yeah, maybe it's one of those you don't know what you would do until it happens to you type things.
Exactly.
Sorry, maybe I've been poking my head in too many books lately.
And not getting enough sleep.
Well, the chemical compounds aren't going to experiment with themselves, sister. Just like engines are not going to pilot themselves. I'll get some sleep.
Good.
I'll
And other
even
than all this,
maybe even 10 hours tonight.
that would make me so proud. But other than all your questions and such, you all right?
Yeah, I think I am.
And that other thing that we talked about before?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm
Still
good.
stands. If things get worse, you tell me.
Things are getting better.
Good. All right. Well, please be careful. Take care of yourself. And I will talk to you very soon. All right?
Right back at you.
Okay.
Next time I get you coffee.
Tea.
Tea. Tea.
Mm-hmm.
She walks back to her lab. What are your all's next moves?
I think in a similar sense, Hannah would be just quickly going to check on her dad, make sure he's okay.
Your dad is in an unfamiliar place, but you exchange messages with him, and he lets you know he's actually closer to you than you thought he was. As you find him pass the hazard signs as you get to the extremity of the ship where huge sections of it were sliced off. You go and you see that there's people in spacesuits. And you put on your own suit as you go into areas that say unsecured area. Please maintain caution. And you find your dad soldering electronic components and metal to a wall. Seems like he's working on repairing the damage. And he turns.
I guess it.
Oh. Hi.
Be kind of like a forced. Well, it's like it's this weird dichotomy of things for her. But definitely the smile. I guess that really is everyone. Everyone needs to help out. All hands on deck, kind of thing.
Well, the shop isn't keeping me too busy, as you know, and do need to keep busy with my hands, so pruning isn't the only thing these old hands are good for these days.
I'd give him a big hug. And
Yeah, the suit's between you. He says, "Oh, I suppose it won't hurt in station to lose an old man if something happens," and he takes his helmet off and puts it on the ground so that you can get a proper look at him and he can see you a little bit more clearly.
back on. I'd care.
Yeah. That's all right. It's at least another few dozen feet before we get to the outside perimeter. I'm sure things are fine here. We've been at it for a few days now.
No.
You, successful mission?
I guess technically yes. We found them all.
Three engines?
Yeah. Yeah. We
I bet Jini was happy.
anxious. I think more than anything.
Hmm.
I think in her own way it was hard for her to be back.
There was closure and then it was ripped open. I know the feeling. So does your mother.
Yeah. It's certainly a way to put it. It was hard. Seeing what was left of Jenny's mech, she barely got out of there. In my head I had it like she got out so easy.
Oh,
It's not the case.
forgive me. And I wasn't talking about Emmy, actually. We all have closure about. I was more talking about your mom's career. Did she ever talk to you about that?
No. It was always kind of like a thing between her and Emmy. What do you mean?
You know, she's still technically active duty. Not that anything is really asked of her at this point.
Just an immediate look of worry on her face.
No, she's not a pilot. And the spark, the glow, the shine on her ran out after Emmy. She's not really ever going to get closure about her career. People look at her like she's already done. They have no expectations, and yet she's still expected to show up to work every day, put on a smile. It's hard, you know, when you have dreams and you can't realize them, but you can't ever fully let them go either.
I can only imagine. I should go see her.
Hannah, are you still angry with Joan and Aranth about what happened to Emmy?
It's. I mean, a little. I don't know. It's not Jenny's fault that she made it back. But it just makes me think that, why couldn't Emmy?
We know almost as little about the nature of engines as we do about the nature of the Leviathans. No one knows why what happened happens. No one but Aranth.
I was actually thinking of going to talk to her.
Maybe you should, if she'll talk back to you.
I've had a lot of time to think on the way back. I'm hopeful that maybe I can get a sense of that closure too. It's been hard, and I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you're alive.
Well, I'll try my best to stay away from the outside of the Argo the next time you're gone, he says with a small smile. Next time, it's like they sliced off a piece of it like they were having an afternoon cheese at a picnic.
Hopefully we won't be straying too far away anymore.
You have your orders. It's not your fault.
It feels like we could have done something. All those people.
You think because you've killed one Leviathan, now you can kill them all at a drop of a hat?
No, just I've been trying to think of. I've been trying to put myself in, Ginny's spot this last week or so, and everyone else who lost someone while we were gone. If I was pissed at Eric, they're gonna be mad at us. They're gonna look for something to blame, and we've already thought about it. And it's not that I don't get it, but I'm just sad that they're hurting like we did.
And that
No.
hurts your feelings.
No, just bad for them. Feels like we're feeling the same thing, but differently.
Well, instead of standing at the podium and smiling and saluting, why don't you try telling them how you feel?
Her eyes would kind of get wide and immediately be weighing the pros and the cons, thinking about I think kind of like how much vitriol there's been between the idea of just being put on the pedestal already from Jini and everything. I'll think about it. But I think you might be right.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be putting us on like having us here. Apparently they waited for us just so we could be here.
You're the hope of the ship. Wouldn't be right to move on without you.
Yeah, I guess. Well, thanks, Dad.
Anytime.
It's nice to know that we can always talk.
Whenever you want to visit.
Please be safe.
You too.
And Hannah would probably take her leave and head to her garden.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the flowers I want to go picking yet, but you can go to someone else and I'll have something for you in the meantime.
All right. Haze, Jini, Aylin.
We're all just wiggling our heads back. Where are we playing nose game? Up.
No, I'm good. I can go whenever.
It means not it. That's
Not
what
it.
that's
Oh.
my last.
Oh, I can.
Good
Well, I
luck.
guess it's
I can
Aylin
go. I was
then.
just yapping earlier,
Should've just
so
called
yeah,
Nose
I'll.
Goes.
Yeah. I'm happy to. Yeah, I would go to Prometheus.
Okay. Prometheus is just getting back into their resting position in the hangar when you see them still having engineers get them set up.
And I would kind of like put out my hand a little bit, like asking to be scooped up. Just put my hands up. Uppies.
Pick you up. Yeah, gives you uppies.
And I'd assume my usual position and just, as I feel like is becoming like tradition, just like trying not to cry. Like, Prometheus, I know that everyone's checking in on their families and stuff, and I know I should go do that. I should go talk to my sister, and I should go talk to my mother, but after this last conversation that I had with my sister, I'm honestly scared to talk to my mom, and I know they're okay, so I'm trying not to feel too bad about it, but I don't even know what to say to them. I wouldn't know what to say to them anyways, coming back to just, I don't know, everyone's saying that we did a good job, Prometheus, and I know that we did our best, but 10,000 people are dead, and I can't feel good about that. I think it'd be hard to face them anyways, but I don't even know how to be around my mom right now.
Prometheus kind of just shrugs.
How are you doing? I mean, with bringing those engines back, are you okay? I know you were feeling a lot of stuff about going out to get them.
They're
Are you happy we
safe.
got them? Are you friends with any of them? Are you close with them?
Hmm. Friends. Maybe.
Like, I was about to say like us, but I know that that's different. I know I don't really fully understand how, but I know that that's different. But you care about them?
Yes.
And you think it was worth going? It was worth what happened?
Not your fault.
Thank you. If you think we did the right thing, I know you look at this stuff different, but we did do the right thing, right? We got them. We did what we were supposed to do.
Shrugs again.
I know it would be a lot easier for you to just tell me if it was worth it or not, because then I could just put it in that part of my brain. But I understand it's different for you.
I am not human.
I know. I hope you don't mind me. I don't know. I'm not trying to ask too much of you. I can't help it. You feel like a person to me.
He snuggles you closer to his head.
Should probably talk to my mom, shouldn't I?
Nods.
That's all I needed to hear. Do you need anything, Prometheus?
Looks left. Looks right. I'm fine.
Tell me if you need anything.
I need my pilot.
Well, I'm not going anywhere.
You are stronger than you think you are. You are
Coming from you,
stronger.
I'll believe it.
You are stronger than they think you are.
Thank you. We're gonna have to face everybody. We're gonna have to address the public, everybody that's left. I know it's still a lot of people, but it's gonna be really hard to pretend like I'm proud of what happened or that we did a good job.
He looks at you silently for a moment. Fuck what they think.
Our best. I mean, I keep asking myself how it would have been different if they had told us what was happening and we would have turned around, but they didn't. So I just did what I could with what I knew.
Right, wrong.
Doing our best.
Hmm.
And I know you really wanted them back, so I'm glad that we were able to do it.
Yes. They heal now.
Thank you, Prometheus.
He just wraps his arm around you, like almost cocooning you into. Yeah.
just gonna hang out there for a little while longer.
Remember to do a bond with your engine roll at some point during this downtime for that. You can do it now if you would like to, and mark that down.
Can I add an extra die to that, right?
I believe yes. Is that an unlikely hero thing? I believe it is.
So I'm gonna use confess.
You tell me.
Confess.
And it is 6 success, 4 links.
Yay! I love my big robot.
Haze, Jini, either separately or together.
I can go. I think Haze would. We don't have to roleplay this out. I think she would this part out. I think
Mhm.
she would definitely visit her parents. Probably not directly mention any. She's not going to mention anything about the meeting. But I think it's more of like checking on them, making sure they're okay, seeing if there's any intel they want to like share with her. And I think after that is when she would probably go to spend time with Paladin.
Okay. What your parents would tell you is that from what they can tell, you did well at the interrogation, and no other hourglass whispers about you coming through since you were gone.
Okay.
Which is obviously good news.
Yeah.
And yeah, you would see Jini with Prometheus on your way to Paladin. She's talking to her engine and you walk by to see Paladin.
Yeah, I think when I walk by, I get like flashes really quickly in my mind of the group of us, the squad laughing together, and like an image of Aylin and Haze just kind of walking together before kind of shaking out of it and walking up to Paladin's Bay.
Welcome, Raiders, by the way.
Raiders. I, of course, am immediately going to the catwalk, walking out onto his hand.
Holds it out
I've
as
definitely
he
been
does.
spending more time with Paladin, especially since we've been back. So I assume this is like the day after we return.
Up to you, however much time you would like to have passed, yeah.
Yeah, whatever point in time we're all at right now.
Yeah.
And I just kind of look up at him. What do you think about all this?
This is me, the GM, thinking. Sad.
Yeah. You seem like you're kind of sentimental, huh? I mean,
like
obviously it's
people.
a tragedy, but
I like people.
she kind of smiles at that. I can tell. I don't really know Obviously, stuff like this has happened in the past, similar things, terrible things, but I don't know. I always saw people like us as heroes. And I know this isn't our fault, but I don't know. Everything Jini said doesn't sit right with me.
What thing? Jini said.
That we're scapegoats, that they decide what we are. But we're heroes. We're the last line of defense. Without us, there's no Argo.
Yes.
I know Jini's been through a lot. I don't know. I'm starting to see things I don't like.
She's a person.
Things I don't like about this. And she's alluding to the Vanguard,
Mm-hmm.
but isn't saying it out loud, just in case.
People create, people destroy.
They do.
Do you create? You destroy.
So far, I'm pretty sure the only thing I'm good at is destroying Leviathan. Does that count as destroying? Or does it count as creating?
Create, destroy is not good and bad.
Kind of nods like she didn't think about it like that before. If I could create to stop them, I would.
We tried. We
The
still
engines?
try. Yes.
Create to destroy.
Create to stop Leviathan.
You don't know where they came from, do you?
No.
I think she's like sitting like crisscross applesauce. I think normally she would like stand very tall and proud like a soldier when talking to him. She's like sitting on his palm. Like,
Haze, it's the wrong question.
the wrong question. When?
No. Why?
Why? Yeah, that is definitely a question I ask myself every fucking day. Why is this happening?
Leviathans destroy engines. Leviathans destroy humans. Why?
Is it because we're elevated?
Dangerous questions.
Can you show me more of what happened to your people?
Hmm. I can show you, but I cannot show you truth. Truth is for you. He seems frustrated, like he can't explain the complicated things he wants to explain in the words that he can form. You see flashes of those same megastructures you saw before, and you see engines building them and constructing them. The technology doesn't make any sense to you. Different components used to power and connect different things. Hundreds of engines around a star expanding. And then you're back with Paladin again. You see, you can't see. You can't see.
Because I'm not an engine.
You. He shifts a little, and you're back in the interrogation room with Bishop.
Okay.
And you see yourself sitting across from him and seeing all of the soldiers around you. And then he then flashes you again to the megastructures that the engines were constructing, and then back to you. You can't see because you can't see. You knowledge. You lack knowledge.
Okay.
Seek
Well.
truth. Seek power. Truth
gonna nod.
is power.
I think I'm gonna go find Bishop, or try to.
Whew. So first off, roll bond with your engine.
Cool. I think it's safe to call that confess.
Sure. I would also take analyze. I don't know if you have any pips in that.
I have a pip in each.
Okay.
That's a 4.
Okay. 3 links. To find Bishop without
With my
Bishop
boy.
wanting to find you is going to be a 4-tick long-term project.
Well, if that's the case, then nah.
No? I will say mechanically, once you have ticked this, you will be able to find him at will during downtime. Does that change your opinion at all? Otherwise, you could go to Jini, since Jini has a direct line to him, but... Speaking of... Oh, good.
Yeah, I will go to Jini.
Well, speaking of, we haven't heard from Jini yet, so let's put you two together.
You're so funny because I was going to go to Bishop. Jini has nobody. We just brought back her only somebody. And there's like a quarter of them left. They have to be built again. So, unfortunately, I have Bishop. I have Michael too, but one demands my attention. The other I can see at a bar.
Do you meet up with you two meet up before you head to Bishop, I assume? What do you say to each other? I'm assuming Haze says like, "Yo, we need to talk."
I mean, I'll text you and just say pretty much that. Pretty much, hey, can we talk?
And by the way, since it may become stress may become relevant, I hope you all cleared your stress before. Everyone roll your obligations.
Oh,
Alright.
clear. Oh no, I did clear my stress already. Obligation. Obligation. Yeah, I thought I
0
had another
stress
tip
for
in-
Esmeray.
Yes.
Come on.
5 stress for Aylin.
Yeah, let me
Oh no.
roll here. I'm rolling moon for mine. 5.
Okay, so 1 stress. And then
1 stress. Okay.
1 stress. So Aylin has the stressful time, and you rolled stars.
I'll put it in the chat too for me.
Yeah. Witty, I will let you think about it, but I'm going to let you describe how social pressure and anxiety sets you off during this next few days to a week. You can tell me. I will let you think about it. If you can't come up with anything, I will gladly do so. But I would like to know your thoughts about this while we continue with Jini and Haze. Go ahead, friends.
I think I don't know. I probably like show up at your doorstep because I know you have your own apartment.
Oh, what do I owe the pleasure?
I don't really know if this is something we can actually talk about or anything, but you're the first person I thought of to ask since you've been around for a while. You've seen some shit.
Wait a moment. I will turn off my ear and go wear an eye patch again. I do. I let you into my apartment, by the way. Once again, very, very clean because it's quite empty. Except for Winfred. Pew, 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 pew. Made it back from the first episode. It's my fake plant that I still water. Woo!
Oh my god, yes. I just kind of like, I think this is probably the first time I've been in your place. I think would be a fair assumption. And I look around for a second, but I don't let my surprise show. And I look to you now that you're eye patched up and such. So this might be a stretch. I need to know more about the Leviathan. Do you know more than you've shared?
Flank. Frank, do I know more?
They, to your knowledge, seem totally unknowable. You know their tactics better than most pilots, but their motivations, their thoughts, their wants, their dreams, it's a black hole. You could speculate. You could, I would say, Jini has probably thought about the nature of the engine and the nature of the Leviathans, especially as it concerns your engine in particular, and the horrific things that it has done in the name of survival, but unsure. You can draw your own conclusions from what you know.
I'm afraid, unless you're looking for combat tactics, I know absolutely nothing about their outside behaviors.
Okay.
I do know when one is about to shoot something, like a laser or something out of them. They all have a very specific tell, and I understand stuff. Do they fly? When you're that big, do you just fly? Because they look more like they swim to me, but I understand the patterns.
Okay. I'm learning more about the engines. I don't think what I'm learning is anything terribly new, but at the same time, nobody seems to talk about this stuff, so what do I know? From Paladin. But
Oh, you have, you're trying to bond, Paladin.
I mean, yeah.
That's good. That's very good. And I know, you, maybe, is better. Few pilots that would never even bother. I mean, they're dead now, so that's unfortunate for them.
You know, when Paladin first picked me, I didn't want to bond with him.
You would not be the first.
It wasn't because he wasn't the engine I wanted. I just didn't really want to spend so much of my time where my brother died.
That is very understandable.
But
The
I don't know. I see it a little differently now, I think. It's not Paladin's fault that Indigo is gone. And I know that. I've known that from the beginning. It's just, I don't know. Being closer to him almost feels like closure in a way.
You know, I think bonding with an engine is a beautiful, wonderful, one in a kind of experiences that we are lucky to experience. But they are, for lack of better terms, walking caskets. You don't have to think too far ahead. How many have died in them?
Right.
I think they think about it a lot. They're old. Surely they have to.
They have been around for a long time. I think Paladin might be older than some of the other ones.
I believe that is true. In a weird way, you can kind of tell who's older or at least who appears to be older. Kind of based on design. That or some of them have very questionable taste. I think Jean had very questionable taste when it came to to her sense of style. She liked my hair long. So when I would transcend, I always got long hair. Always. This is not combat ready.
Yeah, when I kind of like touch my shoulders, though I'm not wearing my mech. Like, I'm not wearing my mech piloting uniform. I'm like, they put those pauldrons on me when they designed our suits, and I thought it was like an image thing, but I think the more I think about it, this might be just what Paladin likes.
Think about that as well.
He wants his pilots to look like princes from storybooks. I don't know.
Well, well, engines have their own
Some Knights of the Round
personalities.
Table shit, you know.
I think
I
it's
think
cute.
I think it's cool, actually.
Why
I don't know.
not? Right?
I feel a little bit princely when I wear the uniform. Not gonna
I,
lie.
th- I think I think you look very princely. I I think. Well, they all have their own personalities. I've been in two, so I very much can tell the difference. Everything feels different.
How are things with your current engine?
With Aranthe. Hmm. Do you know she has a second body inside?
What?
Yes.
I almost said max. 2 engines in one?
Something like it. I think she just has. I'm not sure if she made it or if it was always there, but there is a second version of her. Like a smaller version. Wears all of her wires like a dress. So
Wow.
no, it's a lot less lonely in there when you're there. I can see her. I can actually dance with her. I can communicate. She's taller still, but it's a little bit easier when you're closer in height. But that's a lie. She's suspended from the air, so truly never. but
Wow.
it's much easier than always craning your neck up. And what am I saying? I am always craning my neck up. It is easier than just like I'm not talking to a building. I'm talking to
So
a much.
when you get into Aranthe, you're not sitting either.
No, I wasn't sitting in Joan either.
I don't. Yeah, Paladin doesn't have like a seat.
Oh, that's good to know. I
I get to use a sword
envy.
too. His sword moves or
He has
my
a sword.
sword moves. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
I think it's
I
pretty-
envy the ones that can sit. I'm standing for days.
I mean, I probably could sit. I'm sure he would give me like something to sit on.
No.
When we were on that trip, I sat down a lot. Didn't change how I piloted.
I sat on the floor, which is a lot more difficult when there's wires everywhere. But and in Joan, I would sit and she'd be like, "Why are you sitting? Lazy, small legs." She was an asshole, but she was my asshole. I could fly though. I could fly with her, and it truly felt like flying.
Really cool. I don't like your boy Bishop, but I think I need to talk to him more.
Oh, he's not my boy. If he was,
I didn't mean
I
it
would
like
be
that.
so disappointed in my life.
I didn't mean it like that.
Yes, no,
Sorry.
I understand. He has his fingers in fucking every rain.
I can't really talk about what happened, but I don't know. I don't know if there's any other way for me to learn what I want to know.
Just don't make any deals with him.
Haven't yet. I don't plan to if I can help it.
That man is the actual devil.
I can tell.
You come from a good family. He will leverage them.
He can
And
try.
he won't care about it either. And you the way you spoke to him, one, very satisfying to watch. I was living through you. Two, never apologize for that. Because your apologies will never matter. Just your suffering.
Oh, trust me, I did not apologize.
Good. Even when he demands it and you give it to him, he will hold that over you forever. He's a bitchless man.
Truly. Maidenless energy.
There's a reason why he hasn't been picked for this yet. Engineless.
I do find some solace in that. You know? When I think of people like that trying to control our lives, I remember that engines didn't choose them, and there's probably a good reason for that.
As it makes me glad. That is how I know the engines have full capabilities on their own. Because they can recognize evil.
True. I think they can see through all of our bullshit. And I think they know a lot more than we think they do
Absolutely.
about us. They don't need us.
I don't think they do either. I think they want us, though.
I think they're... Yes. Paladin definitely confirmed that.
Oh, that's lovely.
But I don't know if all engines feel the same way he does, but I feel good knowing that that's how he feels.
I think the better connection you have with your engine, the better literally everything is. They are your permanent partner unless they choose to not want you anymore. Or worse.
He kind of cringes a little bit visibly when you say that.
I know. If you need to complain about your engine,
No.
about fucking Bishop,
Well,
my
that
door
I
is
like.
always open.
Thank you.
Oh, was there anything else you needed, or was it just fully on venting?
I mean, she kind of hesitates. I was wondering if sometime you could get me a meeting with Bishop.
That I can do.
She kind of relaxes a little bit.
You're very smart, Haze. I know that you would not be meeting with this man if you did not have a plan of your own. Or else then I would be very disappointed.
If he says
I think
if he says no, don't push him. I'm sure he'll reach out to me eventually, but
you can also just follow me. I was going to see him today anyways.
yeah. Let's do that.
He genuinely does not care. Esmeray has met him too many times.
Oh man, that says a lot. Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
He does not care.
If you don't mind and you don't think he'll care, then let's do it.
He's like an untouchable man. That's what he thinks he is. In my culture, that means a different thing, and he doesn't know, and I funny. But
Let's go.
I go put on my jacket. I say goodbye to Winifred, the fake plant in my
Winifred.
room.
I love you, a fake
I will
plant.
also say bye to Winifred.
Also,
I love Winifred.
one of you roll make a connection, or both of you if you want the mechanical benefits of doing so.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
What would we call this?
There's no yap.
For you, it's
There's no yap.
Yap session.
confess or
Yeah, I think confess is probably.
And then for Jini, it could be
Oh, I got a 6.
could be defy, it could be perceive.
Empathize.
Yeah, empathize works also.
I got a 6.
So that's 4 links.
Woohoo! Oh my god, 4 links with my hero.
That's also 6.
Chat,
Also
this is a
6.
lesson
4
in
links.
meeting your heroes, but also never meeting your heroes at the same time.
Your heroes better be fucking chill, because if they're not, then that's just
Don't let
Totally.
them be your heroes if they're not chill,
Don't let them be your
basically.
heroes if they're not chill. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Also, I got like new dice. They're like witchy dice. So like
Oh,
every like die has like a different like thing that they put on. This one put like a cauldron. I don't know if you can see it.
Mhm.
cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's
They're so
very cool.
cute. So hard to read. Oh my god. so cute.
Yeah. Oh
You
my god, we're bonding.
You
Sorry.
walk together, and Bishop agrees to meet you at a photo shoot for Jini.
Haze. Haze, you want to be in a photo shoot?
Visibly, it gets tense because she does not like to be in front of the camera. Sure.
We can have one professional one. I think they would love it.
I don't think I'm very photogenic.
And it's a small suit in like a large hallway that was at one point probably a hangar, that just, very similar to the background that you can see behind the cameras. And it's been like kind of cordoned off. There's a few photographers, production people, etc. It's just kind of taped off from the rest of the public, and you can see above you are lines and lines of apartment buildings. It's really just kind of meant to be a, like, I don't know what you'd call that, on the street street photography, but it's obviously like a set that they've improvised here. And Bishop is there as well.
Am I wearing my usual uniform, or did they like fucking pull shit out for me?
No, they would let you come as you are.
Haze awkwardly standing to the side like the boyfriend in the mall, fully.
Bishop, well,
Haze has awkward boyfriend energy.
not only did you do your mission successfully, it seems you can also keep a schedule. Pleased to see that.
Oh. I've only been late like twice this year.
Yes,
They were
but
for good reasons.
you seem to have a new streak for insubordination from what I've heard.
Ah. Well, you can't blame me. He brought back 3 engines. One of
Mhm.
them very important to me. Everybody is stressed out, tired.
Sentimentality doesn't look good on you, Jini.
Oh. I need to show my team that I am not some machine. That's how I win them over. See, look. And I point to Haze. You think I can get her here? In a photo shoot? I'm gonna get her to take a picture. It's because we're best friends now.
Not the whole time, right?
Not the whole time, just some. I'm gonna put it on my wall.
Awkward boyfriend stands to the side. Just fully. Like a robot, just so awkward.
I'm sure we could accommodate you if you would like to be on the posters and such too.
Literally Haze's dream. To be cool like Jini. Sure. That would be good.
Good. I
Be
take care of
excellent. Look at her
my
outfit.
I take care of my charges.
It would be excellent. Look at her outfit. She looks like a knight. Kids fucking love knights.
I certainly loved knights when I was a kid. Still do.
Exactly. Is there anything else that I missed? Or that I should be doing? New things added to my schedule?
Well, other than taking responsibility for the destruction of a good part of the ship that we're on, no. I don't think that you need to do anything else or that you missed anything.
Mm. Will I be making donations to the families lost?
Oh, don't worry. I've already taken care of that.
Thank you, Bishop.
I will have you do some poses in front of some orphans later, though.
Of course. That's my favorite thing to do on a Saturday. It's Saturday, right? We still have regular days.
Yes.
We didn't lose a day.
No.
Or gain one.
Well, everyone, it seems that Frost has decided to join us. Make room. And do you all go through the photo shoot with enthusiasm?
I think Haze needs coaching at first, but we'll go through with it.
Yeah. It's not like you perform badly or anything. It's a photo shoot. You've had your picture taken. You've acted under bigger pressure than this, though if you want to say that you tanked it, sure, you could tank it.
Haze is an Alpha Squad. Like, I don't know how much all of the members of Alpha Squad are subjected to this kind of thing.
No, not to this extent.
I was under the impression this might not be something Haze has done more than once before.
No, I would say Jini is the only one that gets this kind of treatment, generally speaking.
Yeah. Like, we've probably all had photos taken for, like, posters and things, like headshots and stuff.
Yeah. But not
pictures with our mechs, but not like this.
Yes, not quite like
okay,
this.
cool. Then my impression was correct. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely will do whatever the photographers tell her to do, or Jini, or whatever, to make sure it doesn't look terrible.
Yeah. Doing some poses, pose separately, pose together. They bring in some extras to do poses with you from time to time. Eventually, after about half hour of shooting, you take a little break. And Bishop goes over to both of you. Well, did you have anything you wanted to talk to me about, or is this just you meeting your obligations as usual? I'm assuming that Hazel Frost is not here simply because she was curious about your photo shoots.
I mean, it kind of cringes a little bit at Hazel.
The full government name.
Government name.
Hates her government name so much.
I read it on the files, but I kept my mouth shut.
Haze just kind of looks at Jini like, shut up. But doesn't say that, just kind of like gives her a little look like, I mean, if you can spare some time for me, you debrief.
I always have time for a member of Alpha Squad. You become a vital part of the Argo's defense.
Yeah, if you want to set something up when you have time. I realize there is a appropriate time and place for these things, so...
Nonsense. We have time right now, unless it's going to take a while.
She looks around at, like, the people in the room.
And he, like, gestures to come and directs you to an alley.
Like the green room or whatever.
Yeah, like, it's an alley that's been set up as, like, an impromptu green room. It's not, like, complete privacy. It's still exposed to the street, but there's no one down there.
Well, I mean, when we get out there, I'm like, you are the one who said that I needed to keep things quiet, so I'm just trying to hold up my end of the bargain here.
It depends on what you want to talk about. Not all subjects are sensitive to the secrecy of things. What is it you wish to discuss with me?
I have questions. That's why I said I wasn't sure if now was the time.
Depends on the questions and if I can give you the answers.
I want to be clear, this is in service to doing my job. I'm not just asking to ask.
Okay.
I want to know more about the Leviathan.
What of them?
Why are they coming after us?
Ah,
Surely we have an idea, right?
that question.
I mean, if you can't answer it, then that's fine. I'm not gonna fist fight you in this alleyway.
We'll save that for the next photo shoot.
I mean, if that's what you want.
We don't know.
Really?
Really.
She looks genuinely surprised.
If we knew why the Leviathans were coming after us, certainly we would have done something about it in the 300-year history of this vessel.
Well, how do I know this isn't something we know about and can't do anything about, you know? That's kind of
You-
where my mind was going.
You don't.
She looks a little disappointed. I'm just trying to understand. I don't know. I was hoping if I knew more, it would help me stop them.
Oh no. I'm impressed, Haze. Truly impressed. But I can't help you.
That's
Did
fair.
your engine say something?
Why?
Just
Not
so
really.
few
He doesn't-
people have inquired into the causality of this conflict we find ourselves in and the nature of the Leviathans. I thought that I'd done my job pretty well. Apparently not good enough.
It really doesn't. It's, I don't know. We were out on that mission and we came back and everything's fucked up. Excuse my language, sir. And I don't know, I never really thought about it before, but now I can't help but wonder.
He looks at Jini, says, "Where did you find her? This one is smart."
I don't believe you have me to thank for that. I do believe this pic might have been from Esmeray.
Oh,
I am Haze's best friend now, though, so.
Miss Frost, let's take this logic. Let's just play with this. Since you've done the legwork so far, we'll treat this as a training session. Let's say the Central Authority or the Hourglass or the Vanguard has ascertained the reason that the Leviathans are after us. The response would be to stop it, do it, get rid of it, whatever it is we need to get them to go away. But take that a step further. If we do know why the Leviathans are after us, why haven't we done anything about it?
Maybe it's something we can't feasibly do.
And take that a step further. Why can't we do anything about it?
My working theory is that it's looking for elevated people.
He smiles.
And
Keep
you
working
need
on
elevated
it.
people to protect Argo.
Keep working on it, Miss Frost. You're not far off the mark. And I'm impressed.
With guesswork?
with intelligence. I could use someone like you on my team someday.
I think I'm better served to society by piloting my engine, sir.
For now. Your mother was better served from society by piloting her engine, too.
He's kind of flinches a little bit because of the shame that's attached to that.
The nature of Leviathans and engines are over my head.
Fair enough.
Well, break's over. Smile for the camera, ladies.
Understood.
And we will take a moment to take a 10 to 15 minute break, everyone. I will say follow us if you're enjoying the stream and or this is your first time here, and join our Discord, discord.gg/MandieRPG. Get some popcorn, get a drink, get some water, have a little pee, check on the fam, whatever you got to do, and then come back. We'll be back very shortly. See you all soon.
Take one.
Wow, I totally did the wrong transition. I just ruined it. Pretend I did the stinger and that I brought us back the proper way, team. Hello, welcome. I hope that you're all having a wonderful time. I have double music now. I gotta turn it off. There we go. Welcome back to MandieRPG. Hearts, I hope you're enjoying it. If you are here, welcome. Thank you for coming in. Make sure to follow the stream and join our Discord at discord.gg/MandieRPG. The cat is out of the bag. I don't have a graphic to show you yet, but we're not going to have a Friday game for a little bit now that Tracy has finished off Ancestral Blood. So for the immediate future, the Tuesday game is the game you get. So yeah, yay. But we'll be back with more games soon. The one that is happening is Stormbeard is going to be running a Warhammer game on Fridays, and that is going to be happening very, very soon. I believe it's scheduled to start in 3 or 4 weeks. So if you are a Warhammer fan, which I have become over time, largely thanks to Chris never shutting up about it, and me actually being won over by it because it's really good, you will want to catch that. It's going to be fun. There's some I was just kind of casually creeping on the session 0, and I'm like, this is going to be great. If you guessed that Tracy could be playing a religious zealot, you did it.
To the surprise of no one.
To the surprise of no one.
I love you, Tracy.
Love
Quadrolo
you, Tracy.
lover.
Never change.
Yeah.
A little bit. You could change a little bit.
What's Warhammer? You know, Warhammer 401k, because you have to take money out of your 401k to be able to afford to play it.
Maybe
Never heard of
less
it.
Never
less
heard of it.
hammers. Like, why do you need 40k
How
hammers?
many hammers?
Why are there only
in
40k
Warhammer?
hammers in the universe?
Bob
Like,
the
Name
Builder
all
is
of them.
going through a deficit, y'all.
Yeah, you say you're a Warhammer fan. Name all the Warhammers.
yeah,
Yeah.
name all the
40,000
hammers.
of them. Let's hear it.
Name a hammer.
Name a hammer, and then when
Yeah.
you're done that, name another one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna stop. I like doing the alpha male bit, but I'm like, I don't think people are gonna realize it's a bit yet.
Yeah. To the surprise of everyone, but I know the truth. Aki is actually a sweetheart.
That's it. I'm doing the bit. I won't be having any women in my hobby. Alright.
Worst.
I'm
Say
willing to
tourist.
do that.
Finally, if you
That's
would
what
like
they
to
say.
support what we do on the channel, including the awesome artwork that you see in front of us and the artwork for the Warhammer show that is coming, which is also being done by Crisby, you can leave us a tip. It goes towards our art and production stuff, and also it impacts the game and helps them out for when creepy super spies decide to make insinuations like they own you and that they like your brain. or when you get sent on missions a week away. You know, if you think that the players might need some help with that, cash money helps always. But anyway, if you were here, we're just glad you're here, and we really appreciate it. You all have a lot of downtimes to do. You have had some time to think. And just for chat's benefit, they got a new ability, and the one they decided to get was High Alert, which is during downtime, the group gets additional downtime actions to distribute among its members equal to the current Leviathans track tier. These actions can only be used to make preparations, which is good because the readiness is really low right now.
Ah.
Can we not talk about that? Can we not talk about how not ready we are mechanically?
It's just gestures to giant hole in wall.
There's literally a
Gestures
hole
to
in
you.
the ship, and the gardener was helping patch it. So things are a little bit rough right now.
Oh, no.
Nah.
World building.
We're
What would you
we
all
are
like to
a-
do?
we are a pull ourselves up by the bootstraps type
Jesus
of community. Come
Oh
on.
my god.
A farmer's doing a job? Please.
You know, I am a political individual, but we're going to keep it focused on the gay for now.
Yeah.
What are you all doing for your downtimes?
Who's done their
I already had
downtimes
both of
again?
mine.
You had both of
Yeah.
Right?
yours. Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Got two as well.
Hannah, Aylin, Esmeray, Jini.
I got two more. I got an idea unless anybody else wants to go first.
Speak. You've been pressured into it. You have an idea. Everyone else is looking at me like I just stole their baby.
Ba 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 ba.
I'm trying not to take up too much time.
You've had one
Um,
scene.
Yeah, that's
That's
why I
true.
was like get the other bitch.
You know what? Just for saying that, Witty, it's your turn. What is Aylin doing?
I'm gonna go find Haze.
Okay.
Touch hands.
Well, let me stop stuffing my
Putting
face
down
real
the
quick.
dinner.
Oh, yeah.
No. You
I had dinner. This is my gaming snack.
Did you make
Ah.
popcorn?
I
I
did.
thought
People
about
don't
doing
eat.
so.
Hell yeah.
I do air pop so that I can load it up with other things that are probably still healthier than that butter oil stuff.
Yeah,
Like
air
actual
pop's
butter.
good.
We
A
love
little
butter.
bit, just a little bit of that cheese and like shredded cheese,
Little
like
salt,
3
maybe?
cheese.
Oh.
No salt. I
No
don't add the
salt.
salt because there's salt in the butter.
Oh.
And I think there's salt in the flavor stuff I throw in there that makes it like white cheddar. I'm pretty sure. there's salt in that.
No, I'm kidding.
little
BRB chat. We
2-minute
all need
popcorn
popcorn.
break.
The
That's
next
so
day,
good.
Haze, you have had about an hour and a half photo shoot, and then you are actually looking forward to doing the rest of your duties. Aylin, you've had a rough few days in the past few days, and find Haze in the hallway in
didn't-
between sessions. Go ahead.
I just realized we didn't talk about that obligation role. Did you?
If
wanna
you
get
if
that
you
out?
have an idea what has been on Aylin's mind or what has been happening to Aylin, it's mostly societal social pressure. So
Thinking if it's mostly social pressures and societal stuff, that Aylin's had a rough week of any time looking at anybody who's not in Alpha Squad, just anybody who she feels like she is let down on this ship, which is basically everyone. She's been bursting into tears trying to do anything, talking to people, and has been just like running away from all these
that
interactions.
is great. People have just been staring at you in public the whole time and asking you for answers. Yeah.
And I've been absolutely cracking under that pressure.
But you find Haze after you guys go through sparring training with some of the members of Bravo Squad who have lost some of their friends. You catch each other in the hallway.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. Kind of hard being around all this, but we persevere because if we stop every time something happens, then nothing will get done.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. We gotta just be more prepared the next time, right?
I think something I've learned just from being around my family is you can prepare as much as you want, but you're never really prepared for something like this. And I think that's okay. It's just life.
During during training just now, I couldn't really focus with the Bravo team. I was wondering if you wanted to just get a little extra sparring in, and just if we could chat for a second.
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
I need to loosen up after being in front of the damn camera anyway.
Yeah, how did that go?
I guess I'm gonna be in pictures with Jini for some poster thing. I gotta say, I'm not really built for standing in front of the camera and doing the thing. It's not really
I bet they
what I
came out
signed
great.
up for.
I'm excited to see them.
I'll have them send you a poster if you want one.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I was a
Be
nerd
proud.
when I was a kid. When I was younger, right when I was about to go into training, I totally had a poster of Jini on my wall. I thought she
Do you
was
think-
the coolest. I wanted to be just like her.
Oh, look at you now. Do you think you still have that poster somewhere? I don't know if you have things from when you were a kid.
I feel like I need to roll to see if I can lie. Because I totally
Well,
still have it, but
wait,
I don't want to admit
wait. I think I have something for that.
it.
Hang on, that's a little too whimsical.
Because, yeah, I've heartfelt when gathering information about someone's emotions. I can roll an extra die, and I can always ask a player, what's your character really feeling?
I don't have any die and conceal, so let's go.
That's amazing.
I want to roll this just because it's funny.
Do it. I'm
So
down for
when
this.
when I don't have any pips, I roll 2 die and take the lower, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I did really bad. I got a 1 and a 3.
No.
No.
Lies detected.
No, I don't still have the poster. Makes face. Makes very obvious face,
Well,
but is trying not to.
Just roll the 5 and analyze.
Yeah, that is plenty.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really keep stuff like that anymore. It's kid shit.
Oh, well, I think it's cute. Just gonna leave it, but definitely gives you a knowing look like,
Haze is gonna pretend she does not notice, and is just like, yeah, well, let's hit the mats or something.
yeah, let's hit the mats. And while they're sparring, Aylin would ask, hey, I've been meaning to ask you something. So, you
What's up?
know, when we were in the locker rooms and you're telling Esmeray to be careful because of that vision that you had?
I think this is when Haze realizes that other people heard that. I don't think Haze gave it any thought in the moment. And it's just like, oh, right, you guys were there for that. Yeah?
I've been thinking about it, and I don't know if it's the future or the past, whatever it is you're seeing, but have you seen anything about me at all?
I mean, yeah, I've seen, like, all of us. Like, the squad together. As a group.
I guess I was wondering if anything about, I don't know, my family or about, I don't know, if I can ever do, I guess, what you guys do. I was just curious if you ever saw anything about that. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought it
Oh.
up.
No, I don't know. I've never tried to see things. Sometimes it just happens. And I don't
What does it
know
feel
if-
like when that happens?
Do you ever have like, oh God, this is a weird way to describe it. Do you ever have like an intrusive thought where you get a snippet of a memory, something reminds you of something?
Yeah.
It's like that. Like, it's like a flash. I get like an image, or I hear like a snippet of something, or usually it's just visual. I don't know, it's almost like daydreaming sometimes. Except like I'm actually seeing what's happening instead of it just being imagined.
And when it happens, and if I'm being too nosy at any point, please tell me.
Cat's out of the bag now, I guess.
I'm so curious about it. When it happens, do you get a feeling like if it's in the future, if it's in the past, if it's some other dimension?
I don't know, really. It's kind of hard to tell. Like, I tried to ask Paladin, and he didn't really have the words for it. It was more of like a, it just is what it is. I'm a mysterious giant robot who talks. I'm a Time Lord. What is that TV show Jini likes? Doctor Who?
So, Paladin does it too?
Yeah. I think he's the reason why I do it.
Maybe does that help you feel a little bit more like he's your engine for a reason?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I feel like we've really bonded. Finally. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know, you guys work really well together.
Yeah, I think so. I think once I stopped resisting it, it kind of changed everything.
I wonder if you could like figure out how to do it like on command, or like how to harness it or something, like pick a person and like, I feel kind of selfish honestly asking if you've seen anything about me when we really could look at it as, you know, I hate to bring it up,
Gathering
but what happened our last mission, maybe being able to see different ways that missions could go, or
Yeah. Honestly, that's a good point. Let's try. I've never really tried.
yeah, let's try to imagine, let's try to see something.
Okay. Me thinking. Okay, I'm gonna make the same argument I made during Eclipsed Hearts. Since I am reaching into the flow of time to see if I can see a thing, I would like to roll Defy. 'Cause I'm defying space and time. Yep. The argument returns, Frank!
Don't you
Defy!
Don't you have any pips in flow?
In flow?
Yeah.
Nope.
What do the rest of you think? What do the rest of you
I
think?
like it.
It makes sense to me.
All right.
I think if you don't allow it, you're homophobic.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
It's Defy. I have to give.
Well, with
a
that
very, I have to
logic,
give a very aggro answer.
with that logic, by all means, you
And
would
can I
go
help?
through. What do you see?
Let's go. Let's. Chat's fucking losing it. I love this.
Listen.
You want to help?
I was really
Yeah.
advocating.
How are you helping Haze right
How
now?
are you helping?
Yeah, tell me all about it.
So I think Aylin not knowing anything about how it works would just be like, can I help? And just sort of like try to like grab both of her hands and just be like, I don't know, just like
Cute
concentrate.
as fuck.
Just be like, I don't know how this works.
That's so cute. Okay, what do I get for that? Do I get a die?
Yeah, you can count that as an assist.
Oh,
Take it.
hell yeah, we're holding hands. I'm trying to see the future.
Aylin, take a stress. Aylin, take a stress.
I'm big stressing today.
I did get a 6.
What do you see? You tell me what you see.
In the name of gayness. I think what I see is when you grab my hands is when I get an image. And it's an image of the two of us on a date somewhere. We're wearing like regular civilian clothes. We're eating a meal together. We're not in the mess hall. And like at some point, like we kiss. And when that comes, like when that image ends, Haze is just like, let's go. Aylin's hands like, oh.
Did we do it?
Well-
Did you see something?
Debate's lying. Yes.
Oh, was it bad?
Surprising, not bad.
Is it a secret? Or am I allowed to ask?
No, I'll tell you, but hopefully it doesn't make things weird between us.
Oh, did I do something rude?
No. We were on a date.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's not like a bad thing. It's not like a gross thing. It's just not what's happening right in this moment. So, you know.
Right,
Shrugs.
yeah, this isn't a date. We're just, yeah, not a date.
Training definitely does not count as a date.
No. Were we going someplace fun?
I think we went out to I think it was like dinner. We were having a meal. Civ clothes, no uniforms.
Nice.
I mean, it looked fun. Shrugs.
So you said that you can't tell if these are past or future or other timelines or anything like that?
Nope, not really. Unless, Frank, I can roll to see if I can tell if that's another timeline or not.
I mean, logically, it would have to be, right? It wasn't this one.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I said logically it would have to be another timeline, right? Because it wasn't this timeline.
Right. Unless it's future
Oh.
of this timeline. Because it's not the past, obviously, that we know.
Yeah.
So is it the future or is it another timeline?
I think it's another timeline.
I think about it a little bit. And I'm like, well, your hair was different. So probably different timeline.
Fun to think about alternative us getting to not work for a second.
Yeah, your
I mean,
hair
if-
was longer.
I was thinking about growing it out. Well, if you ever want to do that in this timeline, and we could see what happens. I don't know. I don't know if that messes up time if you do what you're doing in alternate timelines. Oh, we could for science.
I think
Get
at this
dinner?
point, Haze kind of smirks a little bit and is like, "Are you asking me out on a date?"
Is it okay if I ask you out on a date?
Do you see me acting mad or upset about this?
Okay, then yes, I am asking you out on a date.
All right. But since you asked, that means you got to pick where we go.
That's fair. I can do that.
For science, you know?
Thanks.
Also, heads up, and like totally like take you by surprise to like knock you off your feet. Your reaction time's getting worse.
Ugh. That's fair.
I'll help you up. Let's call it for the day. Can't have you
Yeah.
flirting with me all session.
Hey, you started it.
Aylin, sounds like you should make a connection.
We should get all the links for that one.
Max links.
Empathize, confess.
I think confess. To confess.
Feels like confess.
Feels like confess. For science. No! I
No!
got a 2!
2
I
links.
demand a reroll.
You do not get to demand a reroll unless Chad
We only
gives
got
you
you
one.
only got 2 because we didn't smooch.
That's
Unless Chad gives you
We
one.
angered the dice gods.
Unless chat gives us a what?
Unless Chad gives you a reroll, and then you get a reroll. But otherwise, it's all you get. You get 2 links though. It's always good.
I
You can't
demand a reroll.
get.
Wow, with a simple donation. You can give us a reroll. All right.
Esmeray, what are you doing during this downtime?
Well, I think Aki and I were talking about doing like some combos.
Okay.
Excuse me, yeah, to make this go a little faster. We are both going to do we're gonna bond
Mm.
and we're gonna do the same
Project.
project. Thank you.
You're
I was
gonna
like, holy
bond while
shit.
you're doing a project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're both choosing to do our 2 actions
Okay.
on this.
Okay. Okay.
It just makes sense.
What are you working on?
Training facility.
Oh, okay, okay. How are
I'm
you
gonna mid-max the
going
fuck out of
about?
this.
How are you going about making the training facility? What do you do to get it made?
Does it? So it needs to be physically made, I'm assuming.
I mean, yeah, so you can help to physically make it. You can lobby for it. You can call in some favors. You could go to other squads and get them to demand it. Like, how would you, as a soldier in this wonderful ship, contribute to making your training facility? That's kind of the answer. But while you're thinking about that, why don't you all just have a conversation while you're going to get this done, since you're
Yeah.
bonding?
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Hmm. I see we both have like the same general idea. Like maybe we talked about it like during lunch or something.
Mhm.
So I will kind of flag you down, but also because I've been meaning to talk to you in private. So
Mhm.
maybe while we're like checking out what areas we would like the training room to potentially be, that's when I would come and approach you and Esme, do you have some time?
Of course.
I'd like to discuss what you overheard with Bishop.
Yes. You did say you were going to tell me the whole story, right?
Yes. Can't keep that away from you anymore. Though, if I'm being honest, it's a little difficult to really find the words to the situation without causing alarm. How much of that did you understand?
I think she would understand it. Yeah, I think she'd understand it. I think for the most part, I get the idea.
During the incident, it would appear that Aranthi did something to her previous pilot.
All right.
I don't believe it. If I'm being incredibly honest, I don't want to be. And they only told me after we were partnered. Like it was to warn. But I think Bishop wants me to test it out or figure it, get a confession or something. And I have no idea how to bring. I have no idea how to tell Hannah. Because I truly don't want to believe that it has happened. It's
And they have no proof, just speculation.
no. I'm also a little scared on how to ask Aranthi. Because I have to be inside of. And if it's correct, I might not come out.
Esmeray visibly stiffens at that. Our engines are supposed to make us feel safe. And
That's the. I don't know how to feel about Aranthi. Some days I feel very. And then other days, I feel what she feels. I mean, I always feel, but it's different. It's like it's overwhelming. Utter fucking loneliness. and then there's something else, and I think maybe maybe there's a little to it, but I don't want to believe it because it doesn't it doesn't make sense. It doesn't explain anything. I don't see the benefit.
Well, then, until more evidence comes to light, maybe you should follow your gut.
The
If
issue.
you-
I don't even know how to go about getting evidence. What do they want me to do? Skull? I don't know where it would go.
Well, you know that I will help you in any way I can.
I know.
And with this story swirling around, has anything happened with Aranthe that would back up this claim to you? Has she done anything to you?
Aranthe has always been clingy. That-
Okay.
That doesn't necessarily bother me. We both survive together. We are it. All that's left of the previous team. I think she wants something else. I don't know what it is, as I'm getting mixed signals, and our bond isn't strong enough yet. But how could it doesn't help that there is underlining fear. Just having to get any evidence at all. And even then, I don't want to jeopardize the other engines if it's just her. Have you ever heard? Have you ever heard of? Does your engine get hungry?
That's me laughing, not Esmeray. Oh. Well, this is, well, he's an interesting character, that's for sure. And yes, he does tell me that he's hungry, but
So they can get hungry.
but I've never felt unsafe. If anything, his hunger drives him to protect me. So I think it really depends. Question. Do we know if the engines talk to each other?
You don't know it for a fact, but it seems, just speaking as a observer of the story so far, I think you could probably imply that they do in some ways, based on how they have spoken to you.
Okay. Well, here's something. I don't know if it will work or if it's even possible, but I could possibly speak with Tethys and ask him to have a conversation with her, aren't they? Maybe?
If you think that will help.
I don't know. But
I'm... Goodness. If and when I have the courage to ask her, or if anything goes wrong, I'm going to yell in the
if you're going to go have that conversation, make sure I'm close by.
I don't think I would have the conversation if nobody else was there.
Good.
But just sometimes she doesn't let me leave. When I go to speak and have conversations with her, So I guess if you start hearing me screaming, get inside. Or try to.
If Esmeray just kind of like
Still, I don't think any of this is true. I
Okay.
don't know what happened to Emmy, and I don't know. I don't know where she went. So,
Well, if it comes down to it, and you're in trouble inside your mech, or inside your engine, then, maybe Tethys will get a little hungry, and, open her up like a crab.
Tethys. Perhaps I should talk to Tethys more often. What? He's been around for a while. This has always been a problem for Tethys. Bad eating habits. I didn't know that the rest of them could get hungry. This is so weird. We go inside of them.
Mm-hmm.
Where
Well-
does the food go? This is not the rest of it is just Jini at this point. Walking around like, what? We could never train in a closet. Next room, like just just looking at fucking rooms for this training area. While also quietly screaming.
Mm-hmm. I think Esmeray would give you, like, a little rub on your shoulder. Just be like, it's okay.
These people.
We'll figure it out. Either way. Whether it's true or not. But I do agree with your previous statement from before that we probably shouldn't say anything until we know for sure. And even then, I don't know if we should.
I don't know how I'm going to say it. I don't know how to tell them. How to tell Hannah without making the relationship with her engine. It's not what we need right now, and I don't want that sentiment to be whatever, gone. I don't want an us versus them scenario.
No, that would likely not go very well.
That might be a good place to cut it.
Yep, I was thinking it's a good transition. And we're gonna keep it on the same subject as Hannah. I believe you would
Dude,
like
what the
to...
do we-
That's
what do we
as a
roll?
player. Oh my god! What the fuck?
What do we roll,
Fuck.
Frank?
Oh, you should... let me
Surprise.
go back. So you should each roll make a connection. I would say empathize or confess makes sense for both
Empathize,
of you.
empathize. Thank you very much.
So the
I'm
thing.
gonna push myself, so I have 1 day.
Okay.
Because I have 0 pips in either, so it don't matter.
5.
I'm gonna roll.
And then if you're just kind of scouting the location for training facility, I would say analyze makes sense for that.
I will push myself again. I got a 5 for the links, so that's how many?
3.
3.
Okay. I'll push myself for the analyze as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna push myself for the analyst because again, I have no pips in that, so it's just 1.
Yeah,
One for me.
this is a 5 day, 5 again for analyze.
Okay. Go for
And
it.
5 for me.
Okay, so that will... You have a training facility and 1 pip
Let's go.
in the
Yes!
next upgrade. And what that means is you can spend a downtime to gain a 2 XP in a sun attribute.
Use it.
But now we will
Bid
go
max.
to Hannah, who is strolling down the hangar to FB.
Yeah, she'd gone to her garden and like really taking her dad's and like words to heart. It kind of like solidified what she was kind of already thinking, that she's needing some sense of closure, and there's really only one way to kind of get that. So she prepared a couple of bouquets that are a little bit timely because of everything else, of lilies, statice, and some stock flowers, which means the lilies are for restored innocence after death. The statice is for remembrance, and the stock flowers are for a happy life and continued existence. As a bit for remembering her sister and to give herself she's trying to give herself the space to be able to not move on, but to be okay with things. Sorry, you've got my heart racing after that last bit.
You're good.
This is all already like I had this set well before any of that came
Don't
to
worry,
light.
Nick.
So this...
We have all cried on this channel before.
Oh my, no, it's more just like I know what I have to do.
Dude,
Kind
the
of
amount
feeling.
But I don't have the
the amount
strength
of
to
crying
do
we
it.
did during Eclipse Hearts was a lot.
Oh.
We were all sobbing.
Oh.
Not me. You're right.
Shut up.
This time, Aki. This time.
Yeah, but before she wants to talk to FB before anything. And if there was one place that she was going to leave one of these, it would be with her effectively like little shrine for her sister. So she'd walk up
FB
to
seems
FB
like
first.
they were waiting for you.
Hey, thanks for listening all this last week. I know it's been really hard. Can I bother you some more?
Hasn't been hard for me. But yes, you are welcome.
I appreciate that. My dad's safe. My mom's safe. But I think after this last week, I think I get how a lot of people are feeling right now. A lot of people are missing someone. But they know what happened and who's to and what's to blame, and
You're not.
I know.
Do you?
I think so. And I mean, you know, I wanted to blame Jini. Came back alive and not Emmy, but it's not her fault. Seeing what was left, I don't know how she's alive. I don't know how anyone could survive that. And it's the
Just,
same thing. It's
you could say luck, you could say Jean loved her.
that's what I got. Seeing what was left. And I think part of me hoped to see the same kind of thing for Emmy. But I think it was still beautiful to see. I'm happy that we got Joan back for her, but kind of want. My dad talked about, getting closure. To, see things through. And I kind of want. I don't want this holding me down anymore. I'm always gonna miss her and love her, but this almost like vitriol. I don't.
Can you forgive?
I don't know, but I want to understand. Jenny's been hinting at things just aren't necessarily what we've been told by the Vanguard. She'd be trying to keep that as quiet as she could, but she couldn't.
FB looks left and right. They're not. That's
you know
not
the truth?
that's not important right now. And FB will point down the hangar towards Aranthi. Forgiveness is important. Healing is important. Truth is important, but it can wait.
I'm open to trying. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can forgive her, but it wasn't just my sister out there, it was her too. I think I looked up to them both. So it's got to be worth something.
Most humans did.
It was really cool. I got these for you too. They're meant for kind of all three of us. And I'd explain like the meaning and everything.
You want me to keep them?
Well, you've kept the other ones safe, but I hope that the care that I put into them shows the impact, can show the impact that you've had on me too.
FB opens the cockpit for you to put the flowers inside.
I try to arrange them nicely. Sure, it's a little bit awkward. It's like trying to put like a bouquet in a cup holder kind of thing.
Yeah.
We'll do just fine.
I wish that Emmy was still here. I liked her.
I'm glad. Is that why you chose me? It's okay if it is. I'm just curious.
In part. Do your friends talk about their talks with their engines?
They do. I'm really... There's some things that are, I don't know, raise an eyebrow here and there, but everything... I wouldn't say I'm jealous, but it makes me... It's helped me open up more. Helped me understand why they're able to do so well, and I think I get what's holding me back in a sense from us doing so well.
I picked you because you needed someone to talk to. I'm younger. Thoughts come easier to me.
I appreciate that.
And
Thank you for looking out for me.
I did like your sister.
It's kind of like one final gift of, sending you to me to help me cope.
Aranthi
The
is
process of
old.
it. Sorry, had a moment of like as a player, just like, oh, what does that mean? How old is
Forgive
old?
her. Millennia, eons. Not sure.
Oh.
Aranthi, Paladin, they remember the before times.
Hopefully he's willing to share.
No.
I don't think so.
It's not willing, not able.
Able to. But I'm sure Jini and her talk. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe my words will reach her. It's worth a shot.
FB goes and points towards Aranthi. Go.
I'll like hold on to like the hatch. Sorry, my cat is trying to help me. Hold the hatch and then thank him again before making my way over.
We'll see you soon, Hannah.
I'll be right back. I'll let you know how it goes.
He just nods and looks contemplative.
That's terrifying right now.
You go to Aranthi.
Better roll first.
Oh yeah, please do. Confess? Wait,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
think that's.
Yeah?
I think that sounds about right. Oh,
Welcome, Raiders.
sorry, my cat is like.
We're
My
sad.
cat is also on. My cat's on top of my mouse, trying to make sure I can't roll things properly.
Good thing you don't have real dice on your desk.
Dude, right? Let's see. Can I think that was her pushing herself. So
Okay.
it'd be like an extra D. How do you do that?
You just take the 2 stress and then add an extra D to the roll.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you, cat. Yes, I will give you pets here in a second.
Six.
Let's go.
4 links to FB. Arenthi just looks at you. Not quite disdainfully, but like you are beneath them.
And I would probably stammer, having to work up the courage to even kind of be here for this. Been a long time. I know we go on missions, but they've even like tried to talk to you.
The
Not realizing that
4 arms
she's
cross.
that's on me. Well, and she's fighting back the not here to be snarky. Realizing that like she's kind of being looked down on. But I looked even smaller then. Yeah, I remember the first time MB, brought us to see you. Just so excited. I was happy for her. Yeah, I still have my poster of you too. I can imagine that last mission was hard for you too. In your own ways, but I'm sure you can understand how hard that was for me too. I brought you these to remember her by.
You can tell in Aranthi's face she looks pained and looks away.
I nod my head and I miss her too. Miss her a lot.
I loved her.
I'm happy to hear that. I'm grateful you were able to be able to bring Jini back and seeing everything that it took for Stone to save her. I can't imagine what that feels like for you too.
Aranthe unfolds her hands, and it's a little disconcerting. With frightening speed, goes and wraps their hand around you and lifts you up. I am sorry, but time to move on. And then put you down.
I want to. I don't want to blame you. I didn't want to blame Jini. It hurts. I mean, I know you know, but
She turns away from you. You can't understand, but
Can you-
you will.
can you help me understand? That's what I don't know if I'm ready, but I want to try to. I've been trying to work up the courage the whole trip back. And I'm hoping that knowing what happened will help me see things the way that I can see what's going on with everyone else right now. I know it's not our fault, but I understand they're going to blame us the same way I wanted to blame anyone else. Maybe understanding that can help me help others, maybe. As hard as it's going to be for us both, could you tell me about that day? Can you help me understand?
No. Not me. You are not mine. Let go, Hannah.
But she was yours too.
Yes.
I don't understand why you can't tell me.
No, you don't.
I know. I understand that you've seen so much more, and it's hard for anyone else to grasp everything that you've seen, but we're going to see more and more combat. There's a reason why they sent us to get the engines outside of just retrieving them. There's no other reason why they'd not call us back.
You see
I think-
Aranthe begin to walk down the hangar towards Paladin. And Paladin turns to Aranthe. They look at each other and then both look at Hannah. Aranthe walks back. There is nothing more to say, Hannah. Go. Go.
This isn't going to stop me from wanting to know. But I don't think I can find the truth without either of you. And kind of like chinning towards Paladin.
Aranthe raises one of her fists and goes like she's going to hit you, but then turns and just slams through the wall behind them. Go!
Okay.
And you see panicked military officers, because there's like glass as an observation room behind, start panicking, and you see engineers rush out the side like, what the fuck just happened?
I don't think there's any way that Hannah would be staying around with that. She'd head
Haze,
back to FB.
we'll finish with FB, but you get a call on your communicator from your mech.
I get a call? I do?
Yes.
Okay.
Paladin says, come now.
Yeah, I'm running to the hangar.
You go back to FB. What do you say?
You were right. She won't talk to me, but she did a little. Told me she loved her.
We all love our pilots in our own way.
I wonder what hers was.
Beyond your understanding, Hannah.
So she said. But
If you were alive for millions of years, you might think differently.
I think that's... At least that gives me something to think on. I don't mean this in a weird way, but it warms my heart to see that she's... Not that she's hurting, but she misses her too. In her own way.
Hannah, I care about you. I'm here for you. But this is not good for you.
I know. I'm starting to see that. I think Arantha was a bit of the mirror I needed to look into.
Good.
I don't
Go.
know if I can forgive her though, but I can try to understand her perspective.
Aranthi is not yours to understand. She's Jini's.
True. Have you test with me?
Your ship needs you. This introspection will not do. Leave that to your engines. You have to save the world, or what's left of it.
It's a lot to ask, but I don't know.
Are you my pilot?
I am.
Then it's not a lot to ask.
She'd grin. I appreciate the confidence. In us both.
You would, as you're finishing up with FB, hear Haze running in. I'm sure you were running into the hangar at that.
Yeah. Paladin called me to show up, I'm running.
Sorry. He needs to speak.
He?
Paladin points to Prometheus.
I kind of look at him confused. Okay.
It's okay.
She'll nod.
And Prometheus
I
is waiting.
Yeah. I'll go to his bay. Me.
Hello, Haze.
Hello, Prometheus.
You were worthy.
I think Haze wasn't expecting this. And just kind of nods slowly.
Aylin
I understand.
is most worthy. Aylin will save you. Aylin will save you all.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Aylin is a skilled pilot. She's learning to be a good fighter. The two of you work well together. But she's not elevated. So what do you mean by that?
She's not elevated now.
Oh.
Aylin will save you all.
I think she just kind of nods. You really do see our potential, don't you?
Yes.
I understand.
Aylin,
Why are you telling... I was going to say, why are you telling me this?
you need to hear now.
And she just kind of nods. I understand.
Aylin, you are walking through the Argo, going about your day. Everything is fine. It's a wonderful stroll, though life has been stressful recently, but you had a nice conversation. Mr. Bishop Price comes to you. Hello again, Aylin.
Sir?
I would like to have a chat.
Sure. What about?
The Argo.
A lot to talk about. The Argo. Yeah, we can talk.
Would you mind coming with me?
Now?
Yes.
I roll to see just if there's any sort of menace or malice or
Sounds like perceive.
yeah, can I try to vibe check him right now?
Yeah, perceive for vibe checks.
I ain't got no pips.
Does he have his childhood poster at home?
God damn it.
I got a 4.
There is no malice. It's actual genuine concern.
I'm going to. Did we talk about how I know that we can message each other? Did we talk about how that works?
If you would like to send a message to people without him being able to see you physically doing so, is that what you're asking? Then yes, the answer is yes.
Yes.
What do you want to say?
Yeah. I'm going to send a message to Haze, and I'm just going to say, I'm just going to say chatting with Bishop. Or chatting with B, that's what I'll say.
Mm. And he
Immediate text back. Be careful.
He
Big
doesn't-
all caps.
he doesn't touch you, but he gestures you to follow him. And he doesn't have any escort, it's just him alone.
I'll follow him.
You get another text. I mean it.
Just send back a heart. We have emojis.
And he takes you to what you as a player know, but you as a character have never seen. This room, where previously Haze had a nice interrogation, and sits down. Again, there's 4 other soldiers, spies, unsure, in the room with him. This is going to be a long conversation. But
Am I in trouble, sir?
no. The Argo is in trouble. And we need your help.
I mean, that's my job. That's what I'm doing, right?
Why
What do you mean?
did Prometheus choose you? Do you know you were the only non-elevated in the history of the Argo? And not only the history of the Argo, you were the only non-elevated on any of the 5 ships to have ever been picked by an engine. Why?
Feels like that's a question for Prometheus, sir.
Well, Prometheus isn't in the habit of talking to people that aren't his pilot, so I would like your interpretation.
Prometheus is very old and has seen a lot of battle, and I have to just trust that there must be something that he sees, or maybe there's something that he knows that we don't.
Yeah, that's what I thought you would say. If you knew the answer to the problem that everyone was stuck on, but couldn't do it, what would you do?
I knew delegate, probably, if I knew how to fix something, but I wasn't able to.
Wonderful.
Ask for help.
Do you see that glowing device in there? That's the core that powers the ship. Do you know how it powers this ship?
I admit, sir, I don't know how that works now.
Not only powers the ship, it creates the, from what we can tell, magical barrier around the ship that provides our life support. It creates the artificial gravity that we all have. It doesn't appear to have a power source of any kind. It doesn't generate heat. For all intents and purposes, it doesn't obey any of the laws of science. Now I'm going to show you something. It's the last broadcast from the Solace about 80 years ago. And he shows a ship almost identical to the Argo being devoured by 4 different Leviathans. And it's just basically a camera feed floating in space. And you can see what's left is this glowing blue sphere floating in space. And then the feed cuts.
Why are you showing me this?
We know what the Leviathans are after, Aylin. They're after this. Why can't we give it to them, Aylin? Because everyone dies. So, when you know what's bringing the Leviathans at you, but giving it to them would kill everyone on the ship. What do you do?
You get better at killing Leviathans, so you get better at keeping them away.
And what else do you do?
Guard what it's after.
Do you know why I'm telling you this, Aylin?
No, sir.
Because the last rebellion on board the ship was led by Elevated, and you're not. So, you and me are gonna work on this problem. And your squad is gonna have to do without you for a while.
Sir, with all due respect, my squad needs me.
Yes. But this is even more important. Don't you think?
You want me to work with you because I'm not elevated?
Yes.
Are you asking me or are you telling me?
I'm asking for now.
With respect, sir, it doesn't sound like there's anything that I can do that nobody else can. If it's just on the basis of elevated or not, there's lots of people on the ship, respectfully, who are not. Most of them aren't.
And they aren't engine pilots.
What is it exactly you want me to do?
I want to come up with a plan to save our ship, Aylin. Not just you. I need you, Frost, Jini of Ark, Hannah, and Esmeray to save us all. I can't spare, the station can't spare all 5 of you, but they can spare one. The one that isn't a threat to Central Command. So, will you help?
Can I think on it?
Yes, you can.
And what happens if I don't? If I just stick with my duties as a pilot?
Then you've made a choice, and I have to make more choices.
Understood.
The door is there, or the data pad is there. You have 300 years of history to start reading up on.
Well, I better get to it then, I suppose. How much time do I have?
You're not on shift, so you can join your squad during the next Leviathan attack. How does that sound?
Sounds like I don't get to decide, do I?
We always have choices, Aylin. And you'll get to learn about some of those hard choices once you start reading.
I'm gonna go pick up the data pad.
And we will end our session there, everyone. Everyone who joined, welcome to the stream for the first time. There were quite a few raids. And thank you to the players for bearing through the very long session. All RP yet again. We are going to be back next week. Witty, I believe, will not be with us. Surprise. And then I am unfortunately going to be out the following week. So we'll have an episode next week with 4 players, and then we'll be off a week, and then we'll be coming back with everyone. If you liked our show, follow, like, subscribe. Thank you. And if you would like to know more about what's going on with us, discord.gg/MandiiRPG is the best place to do that. We are off on Friday shows for a while, but we will be back next Tuesday. I hope everyone had a great time. How is everyone? Everyone feeling okay over there?
I'm gonna fucking kill that guy.
It's been a session,
We're gonna-
dude.
But I don't know
No.
how to read.
I don't know how
No
to
April. No April Fool's EP. No April Fool's EP because you have a life to live. Remember,
How
y'all,
dare
the
you.
GM is an antagonist
I'll just
against you, the
be-
player.
Oh,
I'll just be the
Every week.
GM on April Fools.
And
Um,
the GM took
I'll
Witty
GM.
away.
Hooray!
Here, I'll GM. We'll get
I've
all the
made-
GM
romance
takeover.
and none of the sadness.
I like making
This episode
So when
dislike.
Frank comes back, Bishop will be dead.
Hey, if I didn't make hateable antagonists, what would you all do with your lives?
It's got a point.
You're so right. We do spend all of our time between sessions screaming into the void.
Plus, you know,
You're so stinky.
you got 1 inch
He is
closer to
stinky.
kissing, not just the players, but the engines too. We'll be
No.
back
Yeah.
next week, everyone. Had a great time and see you all soon. Bye-bye.
Bishop doesn't wash his ass. Remember that.
Stop it!
Perfect strangers, just the 2 of us. 침묵 속에 대화 till the sundown. 말하지 않아도 만지지 않아도 알 수 있는 사람도 있구나. After all, we are lonely souls. 덩그러니까 따라 fishbowl 속에 던져진 물고기 2마리처럼. But right now, honey, we don't have to go and feel lonely. From now, I am with you only, only. Yeah. 내가 나인 듯, 넌 너인 듯. 서로를 알아봐. I think I know you already. You're lonely, lonely. So you better hold me, 'cause I know you're feeling lonely. Things you can't buy for money, money. Perfect strangers, we're meant to be together till